Hello, my name is John Gray. I'm the Green Party candidate for the United States Senate in 2010. Today I wanted to talk with you about an interesting observation. I've spent my career in engineering and science. My job has always been to design experiments to make things better in whatever industrial situation. Set up the measurements, measure it, look at the data, and make decisions based on the data. We quickly learn that if one way of doing things works better than another, to use that way. If the old way worked better, we learn to stay with it. Now, applying that to today, if you'll notice, we had a system in place in this country, or if you'll study your history, that for over 200 years gave us a positive balance of trade, a system of rules and regulations protecting our American companies from foreign cheap competition was put in place early on. We have always been a trading nation. We always will be a trading nation, but we've always been smart enough to maintain a positive balance of trade. This made us one of the strongest nations the world has ever seen. We were the largest creditor nation, the largest first world nation. We shipped more product out of this country. We had more exports than anybody had ever seen before. Now, we're in a different situation. Somehow or the other, in the late 70s or early 80s, the rules got changed. I don't remember voting on changing those rules, and I doubt that you do either. But today, we import almost everything. We export mainly raw materials. That in itself defines a third world nation. We have more debt than any country has ever seen. We have lost millions and millions of jobs. And the interesting part is that China, Korea, and Japan have joined together to follow the principles that made us strong while we've dropped away from those very principles. I am advocating that we return to those principles, maintain a positive balance of trade, and take care of ourselves. If we become a weak nation, we can be of help to no one. And I don't care what all the wonderful philosophers say, manufacturing is fundamental. It's appropriate for many people, it's relaxing, it's a satisfying and honorable way to make a living. We cannot do without manufacturing. So, let us protect it. If we can build something for ourselves, we should do so. Abraham Lincoln even said, sure, we can get cheap foreign labor. He didn't say it in these words exactly. He said, but sure, we can get cheap foreign labor, but then we get the goods, but they get the money. If we build it ourselves, we get the goods and we get the money. Well, old Abe wasn't a dumb person. I think he was absolutely right. I think the same rules apply today. Rules that are correct apply throughout time. Now, I realize you can't relive the past, but you sure as heck can go back to an experimental plan, which was the plan that was in place basically up until the late 70s and early 80s, and replace the rules that governed that experiment. This new experiment is not working at all for the working man. It's almost impossible to start a small business, and even more difficult to maintain it and make it successful. These days, monopolies rule. We need to reevaluate the rules. We need to push the national reset button. Thank you.